WFRV TV Local 5 presents a special edition of Local 5 News at 6, a salute to veterans.
Hey! Hey! Hey!
Our live presentation, as you just saw, a 21-gun salute by the Vietnam Veterans of America. Good evening, everyone. Happy Veterans Day to you and to all those who served tonight. We pay tribute to nearly 20 million U.S. veterans who have fought for our freedom.
Elaine Wells joins us live at the Brown County Veterans Memorial. Elaine?
Well, Aaron and Tom, as you mentioned, celebrations were taking place across our viewing area today, but no matter what community you visited, the message of thanks was always the same.
We have everything that we have, every freedom that we have, every day, every choice that we make. We have those for only one reason, and it's because of the ladies and gentlemen of the armed forces who've gone before us.
In Appleton, a standing room only crowd saluted veterans from every branch of the military. The music brings back memories, mouthing the words to songs that sum up their love of country.
It makes me feel very proud and very grateful.
It's a day of storytelling.
I have to be honest, I really do enjoy the different era of veterans. It's definitely a difference and definitely unique for each era.
There's somewhat of a disconnect today because we're losing so many heroes from World War I, and even now we're starting to lose the Vietnam veterans, the Korean veterans. They take with them, every one of them that passes on, takes with them such an important part of our history.
I like to thank them for everything they did for our country. The freedoms and the privileges that we have are very important, and I think it's very important to maintain those and be willing to fight for that.
A solid salute to the men and women who all gave some for the red, white, and blue.
Sports Director Burke Griffin has the story of the difference one man made for the entire country.
It was an iconic sports moment and one of football's most historic places. At a time when our nation's pride was somehow both big and small.
It was special. It's anytime we get to come together and rally, and football is such the great platform for it. To use football to bring something more important to the game, to come together as a team, to come together as a community, come together as a nation.
On September 24th, 2001, the United States was less than 2 weeks removed from being attacked on American soil. And on Monday Night Football, it was a former Air Force grad leading the charge for the Packers across the entire stretch of Lambeau Field.
I was psyched. I knew I was going to run out there in some way. I knew I wasn't necessarily presenting the colors like we do back at school. So I think when I hit it, I'm getting pumped up thinking about it now, and I don't want to start, getting too amped, but it really was about the energy of the situation, the energy of the environment.
The Military Veterans Museum in Oshkosh offers visitors personal stories of those who served. And in light of some of our country's most trying times...
Local 5's Heather Sawatsky shares just a little of what you'll find there.
We think we have around about 500,000 individual pieces in our collection.
Ron Griffin calls it a work in progress. Military historian and museum archivist, Griffin has gone through every single piece.
Bottom picture is the gentleman that this was made for.
Each has its own story.
We tried to show or to feature as many of the individuals who use this stuff out here. That's the important part about it.
Like this Wisconsin soldier who died defending our country in Vietnam.
And I had to read through all of his letters that he had sent home to his mother, and it was pretty tough for me to go through and do them. It took me an extra long time to get through them.
A veteran himself, Griffin knows the sentiment and emotion attached to each piece. He often gives tours of the museum to other veterans. He says he knows they feel the same.
To see their face just light up a little bit, and some of them actually get teary-eyed and as they remember some of their friends and everything that are associated with those memories.
Keeping it local in Oshkosh, Heather Sawaski, Local 5 News.
There are families across Wisconsin that have loved ones serving today.
Now, tonight we talk live with a soldier who is on the front lines.
Sergeant Justin Lindstrom is from Milwaukee, and that's also where his family lives.
And he joins us live right now via Skype from Afghanistan tonight. Sergeant, thank you so much for joining us this evening. You've been deployed there for some 3 years now. What's your experience been like in Afghanistan?
It hasn't been too bad. I've actually been here in Afghanistan for about 4 months, but I've been in the Army for about 3.5 years. My time here in Afghanistan has been fairly well. Not too bad of an experience.
What influenced your decision to enter the military service?
Just paying it forward. Just you know, sacrificing a little bit of my time for what people before me have done. I've always loved just the military and the aspect about it. It's always something that my friends and family said that they could definitely see me doing. But you know, just pastimes, just being back home, it's just what everyone else does. You know, barbecue, hang out with family and friends, and just be thankful for what we have. You know, because that's why we do what we do, people in the military. You know, it's for everyone back home.
We thank you so much for getting up early with us, and we thank you especially for your service.
Thanks.
No problem. Thank you guys for your support. I really do appreciate it. You know, it means a lot to us here to know that everyone back there supports us and support what we do and what we sacrifice.
Sergeant Justin Lindstrom, thanks so much for rolling out of bed for us for our Veterans Day special. God bless you.
A special message from U.S. Representative Reed Ribble.
For some veterans, it might be a touch, a hug, a handshake, a tear. But more than anything, it's just walking up to them and simply saying thank you for your service.
And as we continue our salute to veterans, we all know it's cold around here, so we thought it would be kind of nice to show some of the conditions around the globe. Of course, we've got troops stationed all over. Our first stop here tonight will take you right back into Afghanistan. We just were live via Skype from Afghanistan. Our next stop will take us into Baghdad. There they are sitting at about 3:13 in the morning on Wednesday. Into Germany we go, and Ramstein Air Base, 46, cloudy skies.
Boy, some of those military base temperatures look pretty good, didn't they?
Oh, Pearl Harbor.
Pearl Harbor
yeah.
especially.
Yeah, right here.
Absolutely.
Okay. We thank you, Luke.
As we come together as communities and families to observe Veterans Day, I wish each and every one of you a happy Veterans Day.
2, 3, 4.
For many, music is a form of expression.
So you go to G.
A chance to find yourself while forgetting the outside world. But for Sergeant Joe Venetestein, music has been a second chance at a normal life.
As veterans, we're just people like everybody else. But when you open up the window shades, there's many of us, there's a dark hole there somewhere. You try to fill that with something.
You'll get there.
That hole has been open for 44 years, created while serving time in Vietnam. It's been a struggle trying to fill it, but last year, that hole began to close when he found Green Bay's Guitars for Vets program.
If you grab a hold of it, you can stay with it the rest of your life, and it can be a best friend, and it's become that for me.
I'd been thinking years back about doing some kind of volunteer work. Life always got too busy, of course. And then I thought, this is the perfect thing. Try doing this, put down your third finger first, like.
Weaver takes veterans like Venetestein and teaches them at their own pace.
Yep, and then you can add their other fingers later.
Give it a try. That's all we can hope for, is that if it helps just one more, that's the best.
Keeping it local in Green Bay, Evan Krugel, Local 5 News.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you, Evan.
We are very proud and thankful for our veterans' service. Thank you for all you've done.
Retiring U.S. Congressman Tom Petri.
You guys know what the word tenacious means? Everybody out! Tenacity. Mountain climbers, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. You know what that word means?
Preble East head wrestling coach Chris Dudley
3!
certainly does.
Not loud enough. 3! Keep going, keep going. 5, 4. Let's go, one more. That's tenacity. Not quitting on yourself.
7 years ago, Dudley made the decision to not quit on himself by signing up for the Marine Corps.
I had to change my lifestyle. I had to learn discipline. I went there to be a different person. Just a menace to society, as I would put it. One day I woke up, went to the recruiter's office, and then a week later I was getting shipped off.
So 2 years after graduating from Green Bay Southwest High School, Dudley found himself with a fresh start at boot camp.
It's not as physically demanding as you would think, more mentally demanding. Always yelling in your face. Planks, planks, planks! Bringing chaos and making you have to think. You know, I always say to my guys, slow is smooth, smooth is fast.
And he'd have to put that mentality to use 7 months later when he was deployed as a rifleman in Iraq.
I did good enough to where they thought I could be competent enough to run a squad, sent me to a squad leaders course, came back, got my own squad, controlling and coordinating, you know, fires. And I was in Afghanistan in 2010.
Dudley calls his time there a life-changing experience.
You see your first casualty, not the enemies, but your brothers. And, you know, there's a rage that fills that you can't really describe, and, you know, but again, slow, smooth, smooth, fast. That's how I approach things.
Do one more for Preble, one more for Preble, one more for Preble.
A 2-hour period dedicated to mental toughness, something their head coach is transferring from the Marines to the mats.
It's tough. It's supposed to be.
I just give them that extra DI kick in the butt, you know.
Push-ups, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Something Dudley says he needed and the Marine Corps provided.
That's tenacity.
Leaving him with a lasting message.
Not quitting on yourselves.
To share with others.
Slow is smooth, smooth is fast.
Keeping it local in Green Bay, Ryan Rodig.
Let's go, one more for the wrestling team.
Local 5 Sports.
Tenacity.
For many of us, he is a veteran whose name we know. A father, a grandfather, a sister or uncle. These are the finest among us. Americans who said they would stand strong between danger and the country we love.
Wisconsin Senator Ron Johnson, and we thank you for joining us for this Salute to Veterans.
We'll see you back at 10. We'll leave you live now with a look at the Brown County Veterans Memorial.
This has been a special edition of Local 5 News at 6, a salute to veterans.